Hi there, this is my Apple clip of me reflecting on my whole summer worth of DED reviews and projects. Throughout this semester, there were a lot of great and wonderful reviews and projects that I really connected with. But on the other hand, there were also some assignments that I didn't really grasp and I struggled in completing because I didn't understand the point or I didn't connect with the app or the content. An example of an assignment that I found unnecessary was the Keynote and Pages assignment. Unfortunately, I found this assignment unengaging because all we were doing was copying from the instructions rather than letting our creative processes as educators take hold and create a project with Pages or Keynote that we could future use in our classroom. However, a review that I really enjoyed doing was reviewing the blog of Shelley Fryer. This inspirational educator is an amazing tool to have in the DED 318 classroom because working in such a tough situation like the school that she's working in and having a positive outlook and giving her kids technology even though they probably don't have that technology at home is an inspiration and can be used in every teaching situation in every school. Another assignment that I found positives and negatives in was the Canva app. Our first part of the assignment was to create Pinterest cover boards, and I didn't see the application-based learning within this project. I didn't see how it would just necessarily affect my future classroom. However, we did then create a poster for our classroom, and I found that very helpful and very insightful for my future classroom. And of course, I did mine over Willie Shakes. The next review or project that I found really exciting and awesome was our review over the podcast of Tech Edge. These podcasts led me to the app Pear Deck, and it lets the teaching happen right in front of the students and lets students be hands-on. It also lets the teacher immediately gauge that the students grasp the content. I can definitely see myself using this as a future educator. The next project that I really liked doing was the Spark Video project. Reflecting on how I provide information to all my students, what I sound like as an educator and the wording I use and the activities I use, and seeing that in a video form was really reflective on how I will future teach. This project made me take a step back and really surprised me because there were so many times that I wanted to say, oh, I want to do that again, or oh, I didn't like how I sounded while doing that. But when you teach, there are no redos. You teach that material and you say what you say and you have to move on. So practicing now on what I'm going to say in an actual classroom and what I'm actually going to teach was really highlighted by the Spark Video project. I did my Spark Video project over stage locations, and I was also very surprised on how much material I could cover in such little time. And since this is a reflection, I have to be honest and say that there were a lot of assignments in this class where I could see how these could be used in my classroom, but I wasn't super excited or just dying to use these in my future classroom. However, there was one project and one app that I absolutely fell in love with, and I would use it in a heartbeat every single day in my classroom. But I wouldn't make my students do it every day because that would be silly. And that app or project was making infographics on PictoChart. And yes, you guessed correctly. I did my infographic over William Shakespeare's As You Like It. This infographic is so detailed and so easy to understand, and it took little to no time at all. And it's super fun, bright, and engaging for anyone to see. And at the end of it, seeing all the information displayed, I was super proud, and it was a very rewarding project to complete. And since this was almost the very last assignment of the semester, this was my wow moment of the semester. I found an app that I really, really love, and I found a use for it that I find very relevant for my classroom, and I'm glad I found it even though it was at the very end of the semester. But I love it, and I think it was a really great project, and I'm glad I finally had that wow moment. So that is my time spent in DED 318 in a nutshell. If you have any comments or liked some apps that I didn't, or vice versa, please feel free to talk to me about it, and I would love to have a discussion with you. But that's it. DED done.